Hello, welcome back to Skyrocket Automotive. Storm. This was a limited edition, 1 year only, 1984. They made 300 in blue and 300 in brown. This is called Havana Brown. The blue colour was Cosmos Blue. Photo on screen now. Thank you for the permission to use that photo. The Scirocco is already a fairly rare car. These are really, really rare. Double digits. No one's 100% sure, being completely honest with you, how many there are, but it's rumoured to be around 30. I'm going to get so much stick in the comments for that. Actually, you'll find there are 42 of them. Fine, then there's 42 of them, and you win. Been off the road for a long time. Looking around at the bits and pieces that have been done, I would say someone had a crack at restoring this and gave up, which makes it all the sadder and makes me all the more obligated to get it back on the road. You've got to eat your greens. If you want to put a classic car back on the road and do brakes, we're going to do bushes, all that stuff. Why are you creaking? Shut up. It's fine. We're going to take all the bolt-on panels off of that car, bolt them to this. It's such a great way to get a car on the road, just to enjoy. And then, that's it. We're going to get it running, we're going to get it mechanically sound, and it's just got mismatched panels. And he's going to drive it, and he's going to enjoy it. And then when the time comes, it's straight, no rust. Take it to a body shop, scuff it, paint it, and now you've got a freshly resprayed Storm. It's a great idea, and I'm on board for it. Anyway, what on earth? That's far too short. Great. The first bolt I've undone on this vehicle is the wrong bolt. Welded on. Ooh. Oh. I've been listening to ZZ Top all day. You watching this, Alvin? First things first, we need to get this grease cap off. Is there any reason? Castellated nut off. Hub nut off. All good. Oh, I think I found out where the handbrake only goes up one click. Wow. Wow. That's a real mishmash of rebuild kits. Wow, they've really fucked that up. So this adjuster is maxed out, and there's no reason for that because those shoes have still got loads of meat left on them. How seized is our wheel cylinder? Back one seized, it's normally the rear piston that's seized on these. Just interested to know. There it goes. Quickest and dirtiest way of getting these off. Get your water pump pliers in there on the shoe and twist. It drops it out of the piston like that. Keep going. Handbrake mech is absolutely seized solid. There we go. Are these back bolts still in existence? Another little tip. Put your penetrant on there because that's where the end of the bolt is. It can feed into the threads. And give that about a roll up, maybe a roll up and a half. I bet you this is already rounded. This is going to be one of those jobs, isn't it? Let me go and get the mole grips. Oh, I think I'll just pop that guy loose. So you only need the first little bit to go. That is going. That's a nice sound. Then we're gonna get you. Oh, brake fluid leak, Kyle. You. Oh, what is he like? He's a f***ing idiot. That's what he's like. Now we need to break the 2 bolts at the back loose that hold the wheel cylinder on. Oh, that's done. Really? Both of them? Oh, we'll be back. No surprises whatsoever as to why that's seized up. Come in at an angle with a slitting disc very carefully and get through as far as you can. Get the old swing press involved, and you just want to carefully press out this half of the casing. I can now get in here with the angle grinder, bolts off, because there's too deep of a dish to get in from the back. Silly job's a good one. And then fingers very much crossed that the wheel cylinder comes with new bolts. I've got the castellated nut and split pin and grease cap to go on, but I need to concentrate on the anti-roll bar. I'm really excited about trying to get that bolt out under there. I think that's going to be some of the best fun I've ever had. That one there, bolt comes through from the back. Tells us everything we need to know. Someone's already been in here and done a bad job. If I sound like I've got the ump on, it's because I have. One of the wheel bolts was massively over tightened and I just busted my chin open so bad, it's made me feel physically sick. So, yes, I'm getting very, very frustrated. Right, to get these anti-roll bar clamps off, quickest and easiest way. Right, where's my screwdriver? Peel it off the bush, like that. That'll free it off from the axle, and you just have to slip it past the brake lines. They can be tricky. I'm not gonna get annoyed with the car for a tricky job being tricky. That's not a problem. I understand that some jobs are just difficult on these. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But you get a smack in the chin for trying to undo a wheel bolt. Oh, by the way, like I was saying about these wheel bolts, that's an OE wheel bolt. That is not. No idea what's gone on there. You just have to lift this out, but be a bit sympathetic to your hard lines, obviously. You don't want to destroy the hard line. It will go. You got to think that's been on there for 30 years. Not just going to jump off. Oh yeah, there's the old. No, don't throw it over there because you're going to have to tidy it up. Go and put it back. You can see there's a nut and stud there. Or even just a bolt through from the other side. So, man, I am yappy today. Thankfully, this side has much more room. I feel like I'm making progress. Somebody round this nut for me already. Oh, guys, you shouldn't have. It's so nice when people round stuff for you. It just saves you the hassle of rounding it yourself. Oh, bless them. That is so sweet of them. These bushes are split. Why aren't the ones I've got split? I'm taking an anti-roll bar to the chin in a minute. Right. One anti-roll bar. Hank tuck for that. So, as you can see, new one, old one. I think some lazy so-and-so actually cut through that. Don't do that, because it's supposed to work in all directions, and the way the clamps work, they're gonna try and cant this round. You need it not split. It's easier to get these off with an angle grinder. They go rock hard. If you're just gentle, you don't end up gouging the anti-roll bar. What a smell. Me cooking a roast dinner. No damage to the anti-roll bar. Just keeps everything kosher on that front. Right, who this guy is. New bug, who this? Oh good, you can fly. Once you get them started, you want this slicker than it's not off a whip. Because we got to get that all the way up to here. I'm going to try and get this in camera, but I have got work to do, guys, so forgive me. There we go. Yeah, once you roll it round a few times, the lubrication gets into the inside of the bush and spreads it around the anti-roll bar. And that is why you don't need to cut the bushes. Cut the bushes, they don't work properly. Got a chicane coming up here. Feed into it. There we go. Wind it back. Job's a good one. Press it on to start it. Rotate it around, which smears the lubricant around the inside of the bushing. And then we just want the end of the bar protruding slightly. Rebushed. Now the other side. Hi guys, I want to share an exciting message from our new sponsor, MyBadBack. MyBadBack is finding new and exciting ways to make your back hurt for no reason at all. Tired of the same boring dull pain in the bottom of your back? Why not try a fresh new pain in the upper portion of your back? Better yet, why not try both at the same time? Did I sleep funny? Did I stand up funny? Did I sit down funny? Did I turn over in the night? That's the beautiful thing about MyBadBack. You don't need to ask any questions. They sort it all out for you. Sign up for a brand new shiny bad back and get 20% off of a complimentary bad neck. This is a limited time deal. The bad neck really enhances the back pain. Look forward to standing stiff as a board, vertically upright, petrified to turn left, right, or sit down ever again. MyBadBack will bring the back pain to you. Okay, back to the show. I've got a nice posh new torch. I've also got a lift, which is going to make life much easier. And I've got my compressor working. I don't like to use air tools very often on classic cars. I like to be able to feel what threads are doing and things like that. But when these are up in the air and you've got to undo the hub nut on the front, you've got no choice. You need to just be a little bit more assertive. So the windy gun's gonna have to come out. Wheels off, take the hubs off. We're not actually doing wheel bearings because the wheel bearings are fine. Put the torch down, Kyle. Everything around the front wheel bearings is pretty much being replaced. We're doing new lower arms, new anti-roll bar bushes, inner and outer, very much like the back, discs and pads, and track rod ends. This lift is gonna make life much easier. I need to move this because it's in everyone's way. I put the handbrake on. We don't normally do that in here. I normally leave them off so I can push them, but no. 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 All right, I'll go and get the keys, fine. Witness me, Will. Just enough to get my fingers behind, there you go, look, see? Panther. That didn't make any sense. Oh, good, that's not gonna run. Good, back to hand tools it is then. Okay, I don't actually need to take the hub knot off. I was just hoping to get it out of the way to make replacing the other bits a little easier. Fun task 2, electric booger. Why is there so much grease on that? Really? Thank you. Oh dear me. There's a lot of schmoo in there. I'm gonna go and clean that up quick. Believe it or not, on Volkswagens of this vintage, only one side is adjustable, and it ain't this one. So this whole track rod is coming out, but I had one of these shear on me last week, and I've had gun shy since. I don't like breaking parts, mostly because, yes, okay, sometimes you have to break parts, got it. But sometimes it pays to think with portals. If you can't get the part and you need your lift back, you'll need to rush reassemble this so it can go somewhere else. Out of the way, ready for the next job. You can't do that if you've broke all the bits. So I try and disassemble, even if the stuff's being thrown away. Due exception to that being split pins, I like to just snap the heads of these off, which hopefully isn't going to be too much of a challenge on this. Can I put that there? I'm not asking your permission, I'm wondering. How's that for lighting? Can you see okay? You can see okay there, there we go. I can see okay, you can see okay. Everybody can see okay. That's gonna get cut. Because it separates the split pin into 2 separate halves. And then you should be able, on a sunny day with the wind in the right direction, be able to pull the separate halves out. I can already feel my back thanking me. I could feel one of my discs was ready to just up and walk out the door. It had had enough of me. I think my knee and my disc in my back have been talking, no pun intended, behind my back, because I think they were both about to give out on me. This lift arrived in the nick of time. With our split pin dispensed with, if you're changing this part, you don't actually have to take the split pin all the way out. Just get rid of the stuff that's going to cause it to break the taper. Run the castellated nut around the split pin to flatten off the last little bits of split pin that are left. The most important thing is, if you need to reassemble this while you wait for parts to show up, you can. I'm going to use the steering rack to help me. We've got full lock. Fingers crossed I was careful enough. And then you want to go back the other way. I know it seems counterintuitive, but we want to clean the threads up as much as we can so we don't get a sudden shot of resistance and it goes lock, snap. Okay, we just want to break it loose. We don't want to take the taper out just yet. We're using the suspension being locked together to assist us in getting all the bolts undone. We don't need to worry about these ones up here because they're not coming out at the moment, because I need to talk to the customer and see what they want to do vis-a-vis suspension. Are we putting coilovers on it? Are we throwing some stock stuff on? Don't know. Not the plan at the moment. The plan is at the moment to replace all the rubber bits that have failed. That CV boot actually looks really good, but like all the boots around the ball joints are perished and the bushes are done. So yeah, cool. You've got a 17 down here, so what you do is you put a 19 on it and round it off, is what people normally do, because they get done fighting this one and go boop, and just, there we go. Fairly self-explanatory, this one. It's a pinch bolt and a nut. Once you get past the nylock, you should be able to just whistle it out by hand. Allow me to demonstrate much more awkwardly for the sake of the camera. There you go. Front guys are 19. Be careful. You don't want to go trying to fish this out from inside the chassis member. Be careful. Be decisive. Side to side. Okay. This is the only one you need to really worry about, because if that breaks, it's just a day wrecker. It's not like it writes the car off, but look at the condition that's in. Real fat. This is what I was saying about penetrating oil. ACF 50 is dynamite stuff, and it only really got onto the shank of the bolt. It didn't really get into the threads. What I'm trying to say is, don't beat yourself up if you do break a bolt because you didn't put penetrant on it, because sometimes you're not actually achieving anything by putting it on there other than making an oily, greasy mess and you can't get a grip on it. These back ones, 15s. Take your time. Do not take these all the way off just yet. Feel it getting slightly tighter now because it's gathering all that under seal up. Right, that's mostly off. The second one. You hear the note change when it's properly seated. My wrist is on fire. I don't know what I've done to it. I know exactly what I've done to it. Corrado sunroof. I ruined my wrist, something unholy. This seems to be coming apart much nicer at the front end than it does at the back. A word on penetrating spray. I soaked that. Look at how bone dry that thread is. So people want to start in at you for not using penetrating sprays. Sometimes all you're doing is wasting product. If somebody's militant about something, it's probably because they have no idea what they're doing. Did it go? Why aren't you telling me? I'd say that went. Really? Holy moly, right. There we go. Anti-roll bar is free. Well, the bracket at this outer edge is free. Disconnected, there we go. Like I say, these are 10 a penny online. Get it gone. Gently bring the bottom of the splash guard out of the way so that we don't bend that. You can just wriggle the front of the arm out. There she comes. And then once that's free like that, these bushes they're a slid fit into the clasp at the back. There's our arm. Now, not a lot of people seem to recall this, no pun intended, but there was actually a recall for these arms corroding internally and shearing off. Now, apparently they'd rectified that in the later models, but mine suffered that exact fault, and mine's at 91, so maybe not. Delete. Dispensed with. So the reason you want to do your bushes, obviously this is massively exaggerated, but your lower arm bushes allow this movement, which is not good for handling or safety. Okay, safe to say that the lift is working out really nicely. That's how you remove a lower arm from an A1 platform Volkswagen. I'll do the other side off camera because you guys don't need to watch me do that twice. Just rewind the video and watch it again if you want to do that. Annoyingly, I've just looked in the box of bits and there are 2 crucial parts missing to complete this job, which I'm very annoyed about because I ordered everything I needed way ahead of time and it just says on the invoice to follow. Great, nice, appreciate that. Wish you'd have let me know. So I need to find out what's going on with that, but in order to keep things moving, I'm gonna order those parts anyway and then chase for a refund or whatever needs to happen. So that'll conclude today. Next week, we're gonna reassemble all of this. We're gonna change the discs and pads, and then it'll be time to see if this thing will run. And I'm very excited about that because there's nightmares in there. The first thing I noticed when I put the bonnet up is for a car that's been off the road this long, brand new water pump, brand new thermostat housing, immaculately, spotlessly clean cylinder head. And in the boot, all the K-Jet bits and a distributor. So I don't know. I don't know what's been done, I don't know what hasn't been done, and I don't know to what standard any of it has or has not been done. So I get the feeling that next week's going to be a bit of a knife fight in a phone box. Join us next week. Thank you for watching.